You're listening to Inside Content, the TV industry podcast. This show is brought to you by 3Vision, a global TV industry consultancy specialising in content acquisition, strategy, research and business development. Each episode, we give you VIP access to the views and experiences of senior TV executives and discuss the latest TV industry trends and insights.
Hi, I'm Peyton Lombardo, Senior Manager at 3Vision, and today I'm joined by Cédric Dufour, CEO and President of Rakuten TV. In this episode, we dive deep into Rakuten TV's innovative journey, exploring its transition from a B2C platform to launching Rakuten TV Enterprise B2B initiative. Cédric shares insights into Rakuten TV's operational model, the challenges of monetizing AVOD and FAST channels, and the strategic importance of scalability and partnerships in the European market. We also discuss their approach to curating high-quality content and the unique role of Rakuten Originals in attracting audiences. Thank you, Cédric, so much for joining us today on Inside Content. Can we start out by a quick introduction? Can you tell us, our audience, about you and your role at Rakuten?
So I'm Cédric Dufour. I'm the CEO of Rakuten TV.
Great. And so can you give us a quick overview of Rakuten Enterprise, your new initiative, and how that's working?
So to understand Rakuten Enterprise, we need to understand the basic of Rakuten TV, which is our main and the core business of Rakuten TV. So Rakuten TV is a VOD and streaming platform. We are based in Barcelona, but we operate in 43 countries in Europe. And we are originally a B2C platform, let's say. So we offer a different kind of content to our users. We offer paid content. It's what we call TVOD, transaction VOD, where our users, which are clients in that case, can buy and rent movies. And we also have AVOD section, which is advertising-based VOD, which is free movies on demand supported by advertising. And we also have fast channels, which are kind of linear channels available in almost all the countries. So all this content is available on our platform, Rakuten TV app, which is available on the main on CTVs, almost all the CTVs in Europe. And we've built our growth in the past 6 years through partnerships with the TV manufacturers, because we have a branded Rakuten TV button on almost all the remote control of the TV, and also a placement of our app and of our channel on the TV interface. So that's our core business called B2C. But then, because we are doing in-house all the technology to distribute this content, we work with our own developers based in Barcelona, and it's these developers who have developed the application. It's these developers who develop also, who build the channels. With our developers also, we connect this channel to third-party platforms like LG channels or Samsung TV Plus, etc. And also, we are in charge of the monetization of this channel and the content. You know that apart from the TVOD business, the rest of the business, which is the free business, AVOD and FAST, how we make money through ad spot that we put in the content. And we are monetizing this inventory ourselves with our sister company called Rakuten Advertising, which is all a subsidiary of the Rakuten Group. So we control all the process end to end, from the building of the channel, the scheduling of the channel, distribution of the channel, and monetization of the channel. And this year we said, okay, we are doing this for us, for our own service. We're also building an app for our own service. Why we wouldn't do this for other clients? Why for other content owners, for example, or other stakeholders? That's why we decided to launch this Rakuten TV Enterprise service, where basically we do the same, but instead of operating ourselves, we sell it to content owners. We don't sell only the technology, as many other companies are doing. We are selling more our expertise. So everything from the tech, the capacity to monetize also. For example, when we talk to content owners, we tell them, okay, you gave us your content, we build a channel for us. It's difficult to build a channel. It's not just putting content and all together. It's scheduling a channel, because when it's a movie channel, for example, you don't want to watch the same kind of movie during the day or at night, during week time or the weekend. So we have this expertise of building a channel. Then for this content owner, we distribute the channel, we connect the channel to other platforms, we monetize with our in-house sales team, and then we share the revenue with them. So that's the new project we launch, and we do the same for CTV, so connected TV applications, where we propose to new clients to sell it as a white label solution at the end of the day, because we can do it without it wouldn't be a branded Rakuten TV app, but it would be us building this app for new clients. And why we are able and well positioned to do it, because we've been in this industry for 15 years, so we know perfectly how to operate a platform, a CTV app. So we consider that we are well positioned to sell this service also to other companies.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you kind of mentioned it, but you've been in the game for a long time. So when did you guys kind of start to think about when this might be a good idea to take this, jump into this area?
We are approached regularly, I would say probably every week, by different companies who tell us, okay, you know that we have a good tool that we can sell to you to schedule a channel, to distribute your channel, to put to insert ads in your channel, and we always say no, thank you very much. We are doing this already in-house, so we don't need your tool. And then we realize, okay, there are so many people proposing this service to us that we consider that we have a real difference compared to all these people, is that we know how it works because we are operating for us. So why don't we transform this, and why don't we use this argument selling this technology? So it's really this year that we said, okay, instead of being chased by all these companies, let's do the same, and let's propose also this service to other companies. And these companies can be content owners, can be OTT, TV manufacturers also, so there is a large variety of potential clients. And also it's a way, this is more from a financial standpoint, I would say, and strategic standpoint. We already have the assets because the tech works for us. So it's a way to leverage these assets and to monetize it differently, selling the technology and the expertise to other stakeholders.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you mentioned like white labeling it and you're delivering to third parties. So is there going to be any sort of exclusivity for these channels to then appear on Rakuten? Or is that going to be something you ever look at doing, some sort of exclusivity with Rakuten? Or is it going to be completely you can distribute your content wherever sort of thing?
So the idea is not to have exclusivity, as we think that the main challenge in this industry is scale and volume. So I think it's really key to give the possibility to any content owner to have their content available on multiple platforms, whether it is Rakuten TV app or the other third-party platform. So I'm not sure it really makes sense to limit this to one platform. And that's the same for our own content. For example, on Samsung TV Plus, on Samsung TV, or on LG, we have our content available in our app, in our application, Rakuten TV app, but our channels are also available in their EPG, in Samsung TV Plus EPG and LG channel EPG. So we have the same content available on both sides, but the more platform you're present on, the more probability you have to sell your content. So we really think that it's important to spread it through very different platforms.
Yeah. I know you're using your sister company, Rakuten Advertising, for the monetization bit. Can you kind of talk me through that process and how you're going to ensure, maximizing potential revenue for the channels that sign on?
Sure, that's a very important part of our value proposition, this capacity to monetize the inventory. So we started in AVOD and FAST business 5 years ago now, end of 2019, and we were the first platform to launch AVOD and FAST in Europe. And when you start and generate inventory, what is key is to be able to sell, obviously, this inventory to advertisers. And what we've done is that we've managed this growth along with Rakuten Advertising, who had, like us, presence in many countries in Europe to be able to sell this inventory. Because this is not only a programmatic a business where you just need to connect to a platform to sell your advertising. It's really a face-to-face relationship, which is needed to explain this inventory, to explain what we can sell. And the good thing of the Rakuten Advertising since the beginning is that they have people in UK, in Germany, in Italy, in Poland, in Nordics, in our main countries. So we make sure that we are able to sell correctly the inventory in each country. And they are also able to close pan-European campaigns with big players. So we have the capacity to generate inventories in 43 countries, which is really a strength. But if they are not able to sell this inventory in all these countries, then we would lose this advantage. But the good thing is that we have this alignment between our capacity to generate and their capacity also to sell the inventory. So we learned all together during these 5 years on the specificity of the CTV inventory. And now, 5 years after, we can measure their efficiency and with what we call the fill rate. So the number of potential ads that they are selling. And we know that we have one of the highest fill rates on the market. And the consequence is that now Rakuten Advertising is not selling only Rakuten TV inventory, but also many other third-party inventory on connected TV, which is a confirmation of their know-how in this inventory. And why it was important to monetize the inventory, because especially on the movies channel, at the beginning, so 5 years ago, it was difficult to convince the studio to allow us to open their catalog to fast business and to AVOD and FAST business, because it was a free section. So they had the impression that, okay, if we give you these titles, you will not be able to monetize these titles and we will lose the opportunity to sell these titles in other sections. And because we've been able, from the beginning, to monetize this inventory, more and more they have opened their catalog to more premium movies, more recent movies. And now I can tell you that 5 years after, the quality of the content we have in the free section has nothing to do with what it was 5 years ago. It increased a lot. That's why also the audience is increasing, because the quality is better, the audience is better. The advertisers are also more and more shifting their budget from traditional TV to connected TV. So we've been able really to create kind of a virtuous circle where we have more audience, a better content, and more money also coming to this business.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we talk a lot about CPMs and FAST and AVOD, but the fill rate, as you mentioned, I mean, that's just as crucial, if not more. So that's good to hear. You announced Euronews as being your first partner. Can you kind of talk about any other partners that you're looking to bring on? Is there an ideal content partner that you're looking for? Or, can you talk me through that a little bit?
So right now, the only official partner we have is Euronews. What is interesting with them is that we are both talking to them for channel, so building and distributing and monetizing their channel, but also building an app for them where they would be able to put all their content. Obviously, as it is a news channel, the way to consume news is mainly a live channel, because the news, obviously, you want to know live what's happening. But also they have lots of content, of documentaries, of very good content that are not available on these fast channels. That's why we have discussion also with them on building an app where users, CTV, connected TV app, where users can access to their content. So it's very complementary. What we are proposing, both fast channel and CTV app are very complementary. And we are having discussion with many other content owners to replicate, to do the same. And as I was saying at the beginning, not only content owners, we also have discussion with OTT. We have discussion with TV manufacturers, with telcos, which are also very much interested in our product and in our service. So there is not ideal customer. As I said at the beginning, scale is important. So it's important to have someone which is able to generate enough audience, enough viewership. That's quite important in in our equation.
Shifting gears a little bit to your guys' FAST operations, you guys have some extensive lineups across Europe. Can you talk to me a little bit about what content you see that performs especially well and how you manage your lineups on an ongoing basis?
So on the on-demand part, we have mainly movies, which is DNA of Rakuten TV. When we first launched Rakuten TV 14 years ago, we started with a TVOD transactional service in Spain and with only movies. Then we expanded and the model, the business model changed a lot. And on our channels, so we have around 500 channels that we are distributing in Europe. 100 of these 500 are owned and operated channels, so our channels, Rakuten TV Drama, Rakuten TV Comics, etc., and mainly movie, so coming from our DNA, so different genres, but mainly movie. And then we cover the rest of the genres with third-party channels, so news channel, cooking, reality show, etc. And it's very important for us. The quality of the channel and the quality of the lineup is really key. We don't want to have more than 100 channels in the different countries on our platform, because then it's creating confusion for the viewers who don't know what to choose. Too many channels, too many content. We really think that it's not the good for the user. So we are quite selective on the number of channels. We need to have enough channel to cover all the genres, obviously, but we are quite strict on the content of the channel to make sure that we don't overload and overwhelm our users. And I think this curation and importance on the quality is something we are good at, because we were a pioneer in this industry of fast channel 5 years ago. And it's really a question of experience, because we have lots of data. We can really analyze the performance of the channel. We can see when it performed well. We can compare from one country to another. That's why also it's at Rakuten TV, we have physical presence like Rakuten Advertising in different countries to make sure that the content we are providing in this country fits with the needs and the taste of this country. So we have people also in Nordics. We have people in Poland, in UK, Germany, to make sure that, for example, our top movies channel will not be the same in Poland than in France, because we have different movies, different needs. So that's very important to have a balance between local offer and global offer.
Yeah, and speaking on your owned and operated channels, can you kind of talk a little bit about how those perform against the third-party channels, and essentially what is the strategy of maintaining the balance between your owned and operated versus the third-party channels?
So I would say that we have the best movie channel on the market. Why we have the best movie channel on the market? Because we've been in this industry for 15 years, so we know the studio very well. We have very good relationship with all the studios. And because of our physical presence in many countries in Europe, we have very good relationship, not only with the majors in Los Angeles, but also with local studios in the country. And very good. It started with the TVOD business at the beginning, because 15 years ago, AVOD and FAST didn't exist. So we started this relationship with them 15 years ago. They trust us, we trust them, and it was quite natural when we moved from TVOD to AVOD. We've been able to convince them to more and more open their catalog and to have a very good content. The quality of the content is very good, and we think that we have the best content on movie on the market. So we have the best raw material, which is the movies, and also we consider that our capacity to build a channel, to schedule a channel also is something which we are good at, because we've been doing this for 5 years, and it's also a question of experience. So that's why, apart from us on owned and operated channel, so our owned and operated channel are mainly movie, and third-party channel, it's very rare that we have movie channel, because we consider that we already cover all the scope of the channel with our own channel. Then what we cover with third-party channel is all the other genres, like news, like sports, for example, that we are not covering ourselves.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I saw a press release for an upcoming documentary that you guys are producing. I know that original content is something you guys have, toyed around with in the past, but it's not been like a huge area of focus. Is that going to change? Is that going to continue? Can you just talk a little bit about the original content that you guys are producing?
Yeah, so that's so original content. It's important for us as but it's not the main priority of Rakuten TV. To be fair and transparent, we started because it was mandatory for us to have our own production, as we are a Spanish company because we are headquartered in Spain, and as many other countries in Europe, we need to reinvest a percentage of our revenue in local production and European production. So at the very beginning, when we started, it was not our choice; it was mandatory. But then we realized how relevant it was to be in this industry. So obviously, the business model is different. Our Rakuten Originals are available in our AVOD and FAST section, so the free section. So the only revenue we get are the revenue coming from advertising. And unfortunately, we are not able to cover the cost of the production only with advertising. That's why for each Rakuten Original that we launch, we need to have a sponsor who fund the production, and then the rest of the revenue are coming from the advertising. So I would say it's a kind of tripartite deal with the producer, us, and the sponsor, and that's the way we built our own production. We chose from the beginning a specific genre, which was documentaries and sport documentary. It's how we started 6 years ago. Sport is part of the DNA of Rakuten, really important for us, and we were sponsor of the Barça in Spain. We were a sponsor of the Davis Cup. We are still sponsor of the Golden State Warriors, the NBA team from San Francisco. So it's really part of our DNA. And for us, it was quite natural and logical to launch, to have a sport documentary as a Rakuten Original. So the first one was Match Day, which was kind of a behind-the-scene presentation of Barça. Then we did another one with Zona Carbonell, a Spanish swimmer. So that was the main genre. Then from since 2022, we have now a wider scope and other genres. We did kind of reality shows, which were new, but also always, putting in the center of our preoccupation the Rakuten values. It's important. We don't want to launch any Rakuten Original. It has something to do. It needs to be linked to our values, which are innovation, diversity, empowerment. So that's a good example of with our last Rakuten Original, Transvulcania, which shows which is a race, a quite famous race and trail running, and we explain how people need to surpass themselves to achieve their goal, which is a value, obviously, that we also insist on at Rakuten. So it will. Every year we have around 10 to 12 Rakuten Originals. It will never be more. So it's still a small C if we compare with other competitors, but it's quite important for us. And what is important also is that this content is available exclusively on our AVOD and FAST section. So people need to come to our platform to discover this, which is a way also for us to attract new users, because they come for the documentary, and then they discover that Rakuten TV is offering other content like FAST, like AVOD. So it's kind of a acquisition channel also for us.
Okay, so I guess to wrap this all up, I mean, in terms of your roadmap, what does the next year look for you guys, and sort of how does the Rakuten Enterprise initiative shape into the ongoing larger strategy for Rakuten?
So the roadmap is that I think we have, as I said at the beginning, originally we are a B2C platform, and we'll stay a B2C platform, obviously. We will reinforce our value proposition with this new B2B Rakuten TV Enterprise service. which is really the continuity of our original business. That's why it doesn't require additional work, I would say, because it's the developers who are working our platforms, who are improving day after day our platform, will also improve the platform that we are distributing for other stakeholders. That's the beauty of this project, is that we are sharing the same technology and expertise. And I think that we need to. Our main challenge is to increase our reach in Europe. I think that the FAST and AVOD business has still lots of growth ahead of us. The level of maturity of AVOD and FAST in Europe compared to the US, for example, has nothing to do. It's still not very well known. There are still many people who do not know that there are this FAST channels. So that's not only our challenge. I think it's a challenge of the whole industry. But we've been pioneer 5 years ago on AVOD and FAST, and it's very important for us to keep this number one position in a very dynamic market.
Great. Well, looking forward to seeing how it goes. And Cédric, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Inside Content, the TV industry podcast brought to you by 3Vision. With decades of TV industry experience and real-world success, we know the ins and outs of the market like nobody else. To learn more about our TV consultancy services, head to 3vision.tv.